I'm Kudzik, Chief Petty Officer. I did all my time on 2 submarines. The first one was the Nautilus. I made 8 war patrols on the Nautilus, and I made 6 on a submarine called the GAR, G-A-R. 14 war patrols in all. But about a day and a half later, along comes a vessel. We didn't know what it was, but we saw smoke first. And it happened to be the 4th carrier that the Japanese lost at Midway. 3 were already sunk, and this was one called the Soryu. And she came in, and she was damaged. But they were repairing. We could see that they were getting the deck in a position where some of their aircraft could land. They had no place to land anymore. There were no, 3 of them were gone. And so we got as close, the skipper got as close to the vessel. She was not going very fast, but there she was a target. And she had 2 escorts with her. Could it happen again? I mean, fire torpedoes and that. This is something that happened in the early days. We had problems with it, but it was resolved later on. But right now, we wanted a torpedo to explode. So we got as close. Now, a firing range is around 1,500 yards, no more than that. You like to stay there or less. Well, he went way less. He went down somewhere between 700 and 800 feet. He got as close as he could to this carrier. This carrier was not moving very fast. He said, "Make ready, tubes 1, 2, and 3." And he fired them. 1, 2. Now, in those days, we didn't have very much fire control. They had a first computer, I think, it was manual computer called a TDC on a submarine. You crank in a problem, and it'll give you an answer back as to what, after you plot in his course and his speed and this and yours and so forth. That was the early days of the computer. Anyway, he fired 3 at the Soryu. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. 1 exploded, number 2 exploded, number 3 was a dud. It hit, but the 2 was enough to roll her over. And we were overjoyed. Now we had something to be happy about.
Outstanding.
And that 10 torpedo, that last torpedo that hit it, the Torpex, the nose, the 900 pounds of torpedo broke off. A Japanese survivor managed to survive the sinking of his carrier. He grasped onto the torpedo, it was floating. And he confirmed that it was a submarine that sank his carrier. And we found this out after the war when they were comparing records. We were overjoyed and tickled pink. Now they said the people back home needed some news about the war, and we didn't do too well at Pearl Harbor, and didn't do good in the Philippines and up at Dutch Harbor. These were things weren't going our way. Midway turned things around. Hopefully we did something to help that condition out. We went into Midway to help out if we could. We'd give them some of our stores that we had. And we thought our patrol run was over. Not so fast. Nautilus, no, you're not going back into Pearl. You have torpedoes left. We're sending you to Honshu. Now Honshu is in Japan, in the Bay of Japan. Well, it was kind of a good thing. We had these torpedoes. We carried 28, 10 in the tubes, 18 are spaced out between the forward room and the after room. We managed to get 4 ships in Honshu, in the bay.
Wow.
Oh, we paid dearly for them. But I think there was so much confusion going on at that time that we were lucky to get out of there. And we didn't press our luck, and they said, Nautilus, you better get back in. You did your job. So, our friend, I call him my friend and my hero, was waiting for us in Pearl Harbor, Chester Nimitz. He wanted to congratulate us for the job that we did. Now, when a submarine makes a war patrol, you're rewarded with 2 weeks R&R. Happen to be on, if you're in Pearl Harbor, that's Waikiki Beach at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. Fill the bathtub up with beer, have a good time, sleep as long as you want, listen to nice music, and that's the reward we got. And when we come back, and now I said, because we were beat up by these depth charts pretty big, and I said, maybe I don't want to be a submariner. This is rough stuff.
Right.
Okay. Did I say that 14 times? When that bow line was thrown off, I threw the bow line off, and away I went. I was hooked on submarines.